You may have heard the term accessibility when it comes to homes or buildings. But what about universal design? Alair Homes is working on changing the way we think about designing spaces so that they work for everyone, regardless of lifestyle or stage.
Universal design was actually a term coined in 1986 by an architect who used a wheelchair. And he saw that the built environment just wasn't accommodating him and others with disabilities. So he started writing about this concept of universal design, where we really should be thinking about people as they age from being a child to as they're quite elderly. And we should be designing spaces and products that better accommodate all ages and abilities.
Universal design means to me that it's accessible for all people, not just accessible but functional, so that people with all types of physical limitations and disabilities, but as well as children and seniors, that the space is functional for all of them. I think that when we're planning a house with elements of universal design, we really want to consider multi-generational families. We want to consider that people are choosing to stay in their home longer, and that often sometimes caregivers or even their children are moving back in to take care of them. So I think some of the things you want to look at are creating those spaces for the caregivers in the designs as well. So maybe you have some extra bedrooms, you have some extra space, and maybe even creating a couple master suites, master bedroom suites, so that you have some for the people who are living there, you have some for the people that are being taken care of, right? So just basic elements like that, I think, are something to consider.
One of the features in a universally designed home that one would notice is right at the entranceway. So you would generally see a no-step entrance. We often don't see a no-step entrance. We see a few steps at least. But it can easily be done here in Edmonton or anywhere else in North America. So that would be your first noticeable feature. The other thing that we're starting to see a little bit more often now is the residential elevator. This is something that can easily be designed into a new home. You can even build a new house with an elevator shaft and not have the elevator installed. That saves you a little bit of money, and then you can just add the elevator at some time in the future.
The thing with universal design is, yeah, you can do little things or you can do big things. So everybody thinks big things, they think the chair lifts, they think the ramps, but even little things that can just make life easier. For example, the type of flooring that you use, that can make a huge difference. It could be something like the door handles, it can be the colors that you use. And the really nice thing about universal design is that it takes that functionality as well as the aesthetic and combines them, so it doesn't sort of scream accessibility while still being accessible.
Thinking about the long-term use of a house, and the term that we most associate with that is what we call aging in place. Another term is lifetime homes. So the idea that one could live in the home their entire life is something that I think people can gravitate to and understand, maybe even a little bit better than the term universal design. So it's really something that people are, especially in light of our current last couple of years with the virus and the pandemic, people are really starting to think that, yeah, I really do want to stay at home for my entire life, and what do I need to do to allow for that to happen?
As a custom home builder, what we're really excited about in regards to universal design is that people design their homes based on, I love this backsplash, I love this countertop, this is the layout I want, and we're absolutely able to accommodate that, but we can actually even go further than that, and we can see what are your physical needs, your physical limitations, and where can we help support that. So looking at universal design, we can see how we can make that house more functional for you, how you can feel more safe, and how you can feel more secure in your own home and use it to the full capacity that you're able to without making any sort of adjustments to your lifestyle.
Inclusiveness and families staying together longer through architecture and design. Incredible. Learn more about universal design at alairedmonton.ca.